Okay, what are we going to talk about today driving down the road? It is Sunday, April 26th. As you can see, most of our snow is gone. There's a little bit back in the woods if you look that way. But otherwise, it's springtime in the UP. Let's get that thing out of the way. What can we tell you about our travels today? Well, I think we're about 4 to 5 weeks into the quarantine. Today I have to go to the store and I got to pick up Donnie from his mother's parenting time. For those of you that watch my videos and don't know who Donnie is my son, 13-year-old monster. Golden boy. I call him a monster, but compared to other kids, he's an angel. Anyways, so we're gonna head down, go do our little bit of shopping we gotta do, and then we will pick him up and go home. We're losing snow very fast. It's supposed to rain later this week, so what little bit of snow is left, it'll be gone. And most likely, once it rains, it'll wake up the mosquitoes. They can come out and realize that nobody's outside and the parks are still closed and they got nothing to eat. Maybe we get lucky and they all die. I doubt it, but we can hope, right? This road kind of reminds me of the Scenic Stretch a little bit. It's not as long as the Scenic Stretch, but pretty close. It's probably, 20 miles, perfectly straight road. This is M35. Goes in between, right now we're on the section in between Little Lake and Perkins. What makes this road, I guess, unique and why it's so straight is there's a train track, let's see, right over there, that all of we'll move the camera back so we can, that train track hauls mostly iron ore and wood from sawmill, Potlatch sawmill, and from the Tilden mine. So it's pretty much all you'll ever see on that track. And then if you look in between the two in between the track and the road's here and the track's there, and you look right here and the ground is nice and mostly flat. And, oh, there's a yellow pole. Why is there a yellow pole there? Well, can I answer that question for you? There's two pipelines right here. The first pipeline is a natural gas pipeline. This line feeds K.I. Sawyer. And then there's another pipeline in the ground right next to it that is the jet fuel pipeline for what used to be the K.I. Sawyer Air Force Base. They're both right here. So you've got train track, pipeline, road. And this road used to actually be over there. That's why everything's nice and smooth over there. Every once in a while you'll see spots where there's houses here and they've got this amazingly extra paved area that most driveways don't have, and you're like, why in the heck is that there? That's the old M35. There used to be more distance between these two than there is now. So we got the whole quarantine thing going on, so I'm still working from home. It's a pain in the butt because I miss being out in the field. I miss being on the road. Gas is super cheap right now, and I got nowhere to go. Matter of fact, last time I gassed up was Thursday, I believe it was. No, I didn't get fuel Thursday. So I'm trying to think. No, last time it's over a week now. Probably almost 2 weeks since I bought fuel. Yep, I'm going to say over 2 weeks since I bought fuel. And here we are driving down the road, and I've still got 3/4 tank of gas, so something's not right. This car is just not going anywhere. But on the bright side of things, I did get a little letter from my car insurance saying my car insurance is going to go down by 20% for the next 3 months because my car hasn't moved and because of what's happening in our country. But I think it should go down by a whole lot more than 20% because the likelihood of me having to need car insurance is very low. I've never in, let's see, 20 years of driving, never once had an insurance claim, but that don't seem to matter. I did notice in my backyard, when I was working back there on Friday, the trees are starting to bud. Can't really tell here yet, but I'm sure next time I make this trip will be in 2 weeks. I'm sure it'll be like that then too. This road, they chip sealed this road last summer, and that involves them basically spraying tar on the road and then dumping these really fine chips on it, and then you had to drive at a slower speed. Well, the chips had time to get worked into it. Well, as you can see by the condition of the road, that chip seal job didn't do very good. In the middle is still all cracked and screwed up, and I think it was just a waste of money. But at least on the bright side, this road doesn't heave like some of the other roads do. Coming into the town of Rock. The fun fact about this town, I could never understand why they would name this town Rock. Everything is mostly flat. The ground's mostly flat in this area. A couple of minor little, I wouldn't even call them hills. But why would they name this town Rock? There's no mountains here, there's no rock faces, no none of that, but it's still the town of Rock. And I think the only rocks that you can find in this town are under the train tracks, and every town has those. So why do they name this town Rock? Well, the story I was told, I don't know how true it is or not, because I was only told this by one person, was that this town was named Rock because bedrock is like anywhere from 8 to 10 feet down. So that means that people in this area that were trying to dig a well or trying to dig a deep hole or anything like that, if they went more than 8 to 10 feet down, they would hit bedrock. So this town was named Rock. Now think about that for a minute. There's a pipeline running right through this town, 2 of them. That pipeline can't be more than 10 feet down unless they blasted through the bedrock to do it. Quite possible that they did. Unlikely. the town of Rock. Road's still nice and straight. A little bit of a curve, not much. Now we're going to head for the town of Perkins. It's not... It's another tiny town that I think exists because it was probably a mainstay at one point. Rock looks a lot like a farming town. Perkins, on the other hand, seems more like a probably a logging town. Okay, we caught up to a really slow-moving car. Like, he's only going 45 miles an hour. Speed limit's 55, I think. Yeah, it's an old guy. He's got his orange ball cap on. Doing 45 in his Ford. I get it. His Ford probably can't go any faster than that. That's the issue. That's why he's only doing 45. Another reason why this road is built up the way it is when they built the Air Force Base at KISO Air, the old road was a lot rougher shaped than this is, so the Air Force paid to raise this road, and this was their main supply road. So anything that couldn't come by rail came by truck down this road, and as you can see, this road was raised high enough to make sure that they could do it. And the road is still nice and straight. Here we are 12 minutes into our video and it's still nice and straight. So that tells you something. Well, stay tuned to our next episode.